Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll be discussing the topic on everyone's mind, the ever-growing spotlight that North Korea seems to be positioning itself in now almost daily. So, I mean, I know you don't think it's a huge deal, but...
I think it's a big deal. I just think people aren't really taking it seriously.
I mean, well, let's talk about the whole issue. So
Okay.
what's happened so far is, in case people haven't been watching the news, North Korea has become... ever since the death of Kim Jong-il, has been becoming more and more belligerent and aggressive towards the 38th parallel, which after the Korean War in the 1950s really never ended. It was just a truce that South Korea would stay below the 38th parallel and North Korea would stay above. But in recent time, it's just been that North Korea now seems to be threatening South Korea, that they're going to invade. And since America has position and interest in South Korea, North Korea now wants to declare war on the U.S., which is stated these past 2 weeks.
Right.
What they're saying, and I also know that China, seeing the basically stupidity in Korea's belligerence, has said that they are backing out of supporting Korea, which wasn't the fact in the Korean War.
In more recent news, as of 2007, the UN decided that the country should be done with their nuclear arms program, which they eventually disbanded and completely mothballed the whole nuclear reactor site. Unfortunately, as it looks now, they have recreated it, and as opposed to using it for electrical power, they have specifically said, we're going to be using it for nuclear power.
Well, I mean, they did say, I mean, honestly, I don't understand why it's taken the UN this long to kind of put a restraint or send somebody in to look at least test and assume that are they nuclear power capable or not, because North Korea's been saying this a lot and it's been pretty evident, and there's like photos by the American government spying that they are operating their nuclear technology, but no one seems to. I guess, I don't know, me personally, I think the threat should be real, because what if Korea's just like hoodwinking us? They're like, oh, we actually have all this cool technology, but we're just going to put on this facade that we don't know what we're doing, really. I mean... Well,
the whole UN situation, that doesn't surprise me at all. They've broken literally every single trust, including even the 38th parallel. As I'm sure you know, I think it was 2 years ago, they shelled an island off of it, which was actually technically South Korean's territory. It only killed like 4 or 5 people, which isn't a big deal, but obviously South Korea...
I mean, it is a big deal. But still
all right, South Korea took obviously a much bigger threat, thinking now they're going to go for mainland, and as I'm sure you know, Seoul, which is the capital of South Korea, is only 50 miles away from the 38th parallel. Basically, they're not going to allow the UN in, and it doesn't surprise me at all. They've broken every treaty. The U.S. still does trade with them purely for food, because as I'm sure many of you know, 50% of the population of Korea starves every day.
And electricity is still
it's a commodity. It's a commodity over there. It's ridiculous. So, I don't know. It's a serious threat. I don't think the American people take it very seriously.
Yeah, I'll get into some things I have here, but it was announced today through the BBC news station that U.S. That a war with North Korea is probable. That's what the report said. They also said that America will be moving in a missile defense system off the coast of Korea on one of their islands, just in case there is a shot fired that would be heard around the world. But basically, to the response of the people, as I'm sure, all right, this is going to be a spoiler alert. The movie Olympus Has Fallen. So if you haven't seen it yet,
great film,
sorry.
Of course.
But what's happened is so far is not to basically to give you the plot line without giving the whole movie away is. The movie takes place with the scenario that's happening now, where a South Korean official is now coming into to the White House to talk with the president about that there's military activity from the North Koreans on the 38th parallel, and is talking to the president saying that they wanted help, they want something solved. What happens is during this exact time, North Korean terrorists seem to show up, and just the whole thing goes to hell.
By coincidence, of course.
Right. By happenstance, just North Koreans just blow up the Washington Monument, blow up the White House, and it's up to Gerard Butler to save the day. But we actually have some responses after seeing that film. What people have been saying about the movie, and some tweets by these are everyday people, folks, not what I believe in. It's just off Twitter. one person tweeted, "F you slanty-eyed pieces of shit." Another one is, "If I see an Asian tonight, I might punch them in the face after seeing this movie. Hashtag Olympus has fallen. Hashtag open your damn eyes. And hashtag, of course, America."
And I'll be honest, I'll be frank. This doesn't surprise me at all. The American people never cease to amaze me, and I like the fact that they just categorize as Asians because of North Koreans, South Koreans, Japanese, Chinese. No, there's no separation between any of them. They're all just conglomerated into Asians.
I don't know if you saw, but I was watching this one YouTube video about the host, this person who was a bigot, like these people that are tweeting these offensive things to all Asians, basically saying, "I hate all Asians." So this one Indian said, "I'm from India. I'm from India, and basically, does that mean I'm Asian?" And the guy said, "No, I only hate Chinese people, Korean, Thailand." Also, another movie reviewer off Rotten Tomatoes, his name is Ken Hank, who has his own page, posted basically about the movie, "Red meat for the red state-minded and something of an embarrassment for the rest of us." I mean, I think he was playing towards conservatives wanting to go to war, but I mean, I think his statement here has a lot of credibility in that America's now so obsessed with, fighting and the explosions from Michael Bay films that they just want to blow up everything when they have the chance.
Well, either way, getting back to the real issue, I personally don't think North Korea is going to do anything. It's obviously going to be a big thing, and one of my favorite quotes by far has got to be Albert Einstein, who said, "I know not what World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." In other words, referring to we're going to annihilate ourselves if we ever decide to go through another world war. The missile defense project, I think that's brilliant. Israel has something called the Iron Dome, which basically is to eliminate missiles, as I'm sure you know with your hair. Anyways.
I've been to Israel.
Yes.
Well, we're going to take one more break, but when we come back, we're going to hit the streets of Rowan to figure out what the students think about America and Korea.